Okay, so this week I have the significant challenges impending technology adoption in K through 12 education, and it broke it up into three different sections: the solvable challenges, the difficult challenges, and the wicked challenges. Talk about the solvable challenges. So the first solvable challenge that they understand and that they are able to solve first is authentic learning experiences. And in this article, it was just talking about creating a movement towards having students learning more hands-on, having more hands-on experiences, which is why they're starting to incorporate like vocational type of schools into the high schools and stuff like that. At least here in Alvin, they now have like a career center, and they have like I guess like a mechanics department and like a cosmetology department, cooking classes and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. Um, and they're just trying to get like more scientists into working with students and medical doctors into working with students and stuff like that. So that was the authentic learning experiences. There's another one. It's the rethinking the roles of teachers, and it's basically having teachers do their professional development and really trying to get them leaning towards technology. I think this is I'm very old school, so when I see this, I'm like, it's really tough for even me as a student to try to transfer into the whole technology world. So I just talked about like that being a little bit of a challenge for teachers sometimes. Um, so yeah.
All right, and I also covered the 2016 K through 12 education report, except I focused on the difficult challenges, which are the ones that are solvable, but it's just a bit harder. They're not impossible, and it's going to take time. So the two points that this section focused on was advancing digital equity, which I've read that in another report that I remember where seems to be a problem, because even though here in our state or in our districts, you don't really realize how many countries don't have high-speed internet, and some of them won't get it to like 2042.
Yeah.
So the fact that high-speed broadband is not evenly distributed is an ongoing problem in the world today. So that's one of the difficult challenges. And the second one was scaling teaching innovations, getting teachers up to speed with technology. It's difficult for variable reasons. Teacher content, when teachers are all teaching different things, getting in to train them and teach them about upcoming technology that could be probably helpful in what they're trying to do is just hard to get time in to do it because of their schedules. Student self-efficacy and prior academic significance, like even if you get the teachers trained, they're going to not only do they have to know the technology, but then they have to know how to go into their classroom and deal with 25 students who have different ranges of training or are comfortable with technology to learn it. So it sounds so basic, but it's actually a really big problem. And then the teachers lack the time required to experiment with the new technology, and the institutional support isn't there because of they're coming with their grassroots efforts. They're not being trained by like experts. It's a domino effect. Like somebody up here has to learn it, then they have to get in there, and these people local in the districts and the schools have to learn it. Then they have to teach the teachers how to do it. And so it's just to be a big challenge. Not impossible to solve, but just difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next?
Hannah.
Okay.
No one talk.
Sorry, I'm recording, so I thought I was going last. But so I did the 2017 Important Developments in Educational Technology for Higher Education. This is the same one that I essentially did last week, but I did it through K through 12. So, and it's the same year too. So they're talking about the same stuff. But ones that I really liked was they put in here mobile learning, which is essentially just being able to use your cell phone in classes and things like that. And I'm surprised they didn't put this in the K through 12 one last week, because my kids use their cell phones a lot in my classes. Like if I don't have enough tablets, which usually happens, or not enough laptops, they use their cell phones to look stuff up. But I know that when I was growing up, I grew up when cell phones were first coming out, and then they were flip phones, and then they went to iPhones, and that transition to where all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I can get on Facebook, right from my fingertips and things like that. That was really difficult for me going through college, because I would be sitting there with a lecture, and I'd be like, okay, and I'll just pick up my phone and start doing something else. So I really like that, we have the opportunity, we have this technology like right at our fingertips to learn all this stuff. And I kind of paired it with, which one was it? I think it was the Next Generation LMS. Yeah, I paired it with this one because this is about virtual learning, which is essentially what we're doing right now with this class. And how when I'm sitting in a lecture and my cell phone is just right there, it's so easy for me to get sidetracked and things like that. Whereas this virtual learning, we all have, full-time families and full-time jobs and things like that, but we're still able to get the education that we want to based on this virtual learning and through Blackboard and things like that. So that's what I focused on.
Okay, well, I did the same article. I did the 2017 Horizon Higher Education, Important Developments in Educational Technology. But I focused on the 2 to 3 years, and I focused more on the Internet of Things. And that article was pretty much talking about how you have objects that transmit information across a network, and it generates data on student learning. And I focused on that one because I think that is important in, just in education. And I know at my district, we use this math and this reading program on the computer called iReady and iStation. And that is what that does, actually. I'm a math teacher, so with iReady, it does student growth, and it tracks the student's growth, but it'll also send me an alert. Let's say a student is moving too fast through a lesson, it'll send me an alert, and it'll tell me, okay, this student finished it in 5 minutes, and it's supposed to be a 20-minute lesson. And so it also gives them grades and percentages. And so I think that is really cool. So, it says 2 to 3 years, and I guess that's because there's not a lot of programs out there that actually are connected to a network where you can collect student data. But I think it's really cool, because even with the district, they can see what my kids are doing. They can see what every student is doing on that program, So let's say I assign a 5th grade math lesson and I teach 4th grade, they'll come to me, they'll be like, oh, I saw you assign them a 5th grade math lesson. That's because the program is actually connected throughout the whole district and the network. So pretty much anybody that has access to it can see it. So I thought that was pretty neat.
All right, we're good?
Yeah, I think so. Thank y'all for watching.